Ugh. This looks like something straight out of Tales from the Crypt. Hey, that window is open. Professor Everhart. It's me, Evangeline. It appears the Everharts have been quite well off for generations. Or so they used to be. Wow, look at the size of this library. It's almost as big as Miskatonic's.
Actually, it wasn't even a third the size of Miskatonic's library. But young people...
No use. It's locked. This must be the professor's office. Professor... Key. Excellent. The man's definitely a dead ringer for the professor. A ripped canvas. Wow, this room is really depressing. Can't see a thing in here. Better turn my flashlight on. Ah, much better. Torn canvas. The frame reads, Sed Futura. There... Good heavens above, would you look at the size of this place? This vase-like thing with a face engraved on it can be rotated. What kind of madhouse does the professor live in? Stone staircase is slippery. No use. It's locked. This is so beautiful. Yeah, it's a woman's grave. Nora Everhart. This must be the professor's wife.
Evie found it hard to believe that the recluse living in the abandoned mansion had ever loved anyone. But he had. Truly and profoundly.
It looks like there's a symbol carved into that bucket. Is that a fish? It looks like there's a symbol carved into that bucket. Is that a fish?
Evie's last remarkable trait was her extraordinary memory, a gift I was never blessed with. So, allow me, the narrator of this tale, to be the one taking notes. For the sake of clarity, of course.
What kind of a door is this? Doesn't even have a lock. Just some symbol. Loving memory of, oh dear, a dead child. This is simply heartbreaking. The inscription on the father, husband, and servant, that's from the Bible. Psalm 1, verse 1. This person must have been loving memory of her firstborn son. Maybe this guy found her path in the shadow of
Tragic incident.
Now it's open. The professor really seems to be interested in botany. It appears more gardening tools. The professor really seems to be interested in botany. Such odd totems. That expedition must have been quite important for him.
Oh, it had certainly been important to him, and to the other expedition members.
A secret compartment?
Evie had never been good with languages, least of all a dead one like Latin. Even so, she managed to grasp the general meaning of the phrase. We can't change the past, but we must anticipate the future.
Looks like a music box of some sort. It doesn't make any sound. Definitely like a mystery novel. Ooh, definitely like a mystery novel. Ooh, I guess I need to go see what's down there. Professor! The statuette's broken. And the sphere! Shattered to pieces! I wonder if I...
No! Don't touch it! Don't touch it.
Introductions between strangers are always a bit awkward. But in Evie and Harry's case, things were even more uncomfortable, due to the unusual circumstances under which they had met.
How are you feeling, Professor?
Considering I was assaulted, knocked unconscious, and someone tried to rob me in my own home, I suppose not all that well.
Evie didn't know where to start. So, she took the most formal approach.
We haven't been properly introduced.
I know who you are, Miss Drayton. We had an appointment today. And I can also imagine what it is you want to talk to me about.
Evie was taken aback. He knew? So Professor Everhart had read her letters after all.
I suppose you have some questions for me, so go ahead.
What is, or was, that statuette?
You haven't touched any of the pieces of it, have you?
No. You made that very clear.
Good. Because that black orb is made of...
Harry thought of telling her the orb contained the blood of an elder god that came from beyond time and space. But he chose not to frighten Evie for now.
a very dangerous substance.
I read in a Herald article that the statuette was found in an excavation in Virginia. Is that correct?
Yes. In the caves near the Rappahannock River.
It was led by a professor from Miskatonic, right? Paisley or Presley?
Nathaniel Wingate Peasley.
Yes, Peasley. Do you think it would be possible to speak with him?
No. He passed away a few years ago. Of natural causes. Or so I hope.
Who's responsible for all this?
For the robbery? Dr. Frog in the Throat.
Who?
My psychiatrist. Or so I thought. I never should have brought him here. I've been too careless.
I thought the statuette was in the Miskatonic archive.
Yes, well, I brought it here for a research project I'm working on. About ancient civilizations.
Harry couldn't come up with a better excuse than that. Because I've hidden it in my own house to keep prying hands from succumbing to the terrifying powers of the Elder Gods sounded infinitely worse.
Statuette is in pieces. What happened?
I destroyed it.
You destroyed it?
Yes. It was better than letting it fall into the wrong hands.
Evie felt frustrated. After all the effort it had taken to get Professor Everhart to agree to talk with her about that statuette, and on that very day, that curmudgeon shattered the relic into 1,000 pieces.
Dangerous? What do you mean? Is it toxic?
Worse than that. I've seen people lose their sanity and their health just by coming into contact with that substance.
But there has to be more, right? More of those statuettes.
I really doubt it.
Are you sure? Because I'm convinced of it, Professor.
And why are you so convinced of that?
I've seen them. In my dreams.
What are you talking about?
Dreams about strange and ancient artifacts brought Harry bad memories. For personal reasons.
My dreams. I mentioned them in my letters. You remember? So, I've long dreamed of a place. It's an ancient stone city, hidden in the jungle, from prehistoric times. And there are more statuettes like that one, all holding those black orbs.
Miss Drayton, you better forget about...
So, if Peasley found that statuette in Virginia, maybe there could be more there.
Listen to me, Miss Drayton.
Maybe in those caves I could find more...
Enough of that! How could you be such a fool? Haven't you listened to a single word I've said? Don't you ever think of going near that cave in Virginia.
Professor, you can't be serious. I need answers.
Of course I'm serious! I forbid it!
Would you stop yelling at me? Grumpy old jerk! Look, I don't know who you think you're talking to, but nobody speaks to me in that tone. And what have I done to you to be so mad at me anyway? Because as far as I know, if it weren't for me, you'd still be locked up behind that fireplace. So you can talk to me till you're blue in the face, but you're not going to forbid me from going anywhere. Do you understand me?
It had been years since anyone raised their voice at Harry, and for the first time in a long time, he felt that an interaction with another human being had been authentic. Perhaps not very enjoyable, but authentic nonetheless.
That fireplace can be opened from the inside, Miss Drayton.
Oh, well,
But even so, I owe you an apology. You've taken quite a risk without even knowing me, Miss Drayton. So, thank you.
all right. Apology accepted.
You're completely determined to go to those caves, aren't you?
Yes, Absolutely.
You're right. I can't stop you from going to Virginia. But how do you plan to get there from Arkham?
Well, I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it. I don't think there's a regular bus service, is there?
No, there is not. So here's my proposal. I'll go to Virginia with you. I'll take care of all the expenses, don't worry. If there's one thing I have plenty of, it's money. All I ask in return is that you please follow my instructions while we're there. And be very careful. We'll look for whatever it is you want to find there, and then we'll leave. Agreed, Miss Drayton?
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Professor. And don't worry. I promise I won't get in any trouble.
Harry couldn't help but doubt that Evie would keep her promise. But even so, he immediately liked that sharp-tongued and stubborn girl. Which made sense. Harry had been a good friend of Evie's father, after all.
Here we are, the Rappahannock River Caves.
But this place is closed off.
It is indeed. Apparently one of the excavation members died in there. An archaeologist named John Teague. That's why the government shut down the dig shortly after the statuette was found.
Wait, so what we're doing here is illegal?
If I told you that we were trespassing, would that stop you from going in, Miss Drayton?
Nah, not really.
Then go ahead, please. Here, take one. We'll use these to stay in touch. Apparently, the cave branches off into countless tunnels, forming a maze where it's easy to get lost. So watch your step, because the... Evangeline! Miss Drayton! Miss Drayton, can you hear me? Are you all right?
Yeah, I think so.